very excited to bring to you the project that we're going to do. This is on indoor dish gardens, and we're going to use succulent plants, which are cacti, and we will show you all the different stages. This is the bowl that Camber is pointing at that we are going to demonstrate with, and then we'll go through all the processes for that. So there's lots of different ways that you can do these little dish gardens, or you could do terrariums. They can be closed cycle or open cycles. It's all like little mini ecosystems in your home. So they're just really fun. They're decorative. This is definitely more recreational. Not something that you're just going to eat. You know, it doesn't produce food like the vegetables do, but they're still really great to do and a fun indoor project. So we'll watch these grow once they finish. They obviously don't grow as fast as our vegetables do, but that's okay. We really don't want them to, because once they get so big, they're either A, gonna only last a couple of years probably in the container that you plant them in, or B, you're gonna wanna transplant them into something where they can grow and flourish and get bigger and enjoy them longer. Either way is perfectly acceptable. So speaking of growing, let's have an update on the baby in the belly. How big do we think this baby is?
A lemon.
A lemon, yeah. So that's what the internet tells me. I guess that means the baby is sour, at least for this week, but that's okay. So we're excited about that. All right, so next we're gonna move on to showing you the different stages of how to put this together. So to get started with, you can use a variety of different plant container options. I am using a clear glass bowl, mainly so that you can see the layers as to what we put in. And it does look really nice at the end. So what we start with is a layer of decorative rock. We're gonna just dump this in a little bit. Basically, the layer of rock just serves as a way to keep your soil from getting too saturated, because containers in this fashion don't have holes at the bottom, and so if they do tend to get overwatered at times, there's no way to prevent the roots from being too saturated, which is bad for plants. The next thing that we are going to add to our dish garden is a layer of sand. I opted for the sand that I found actually in the aquarium section, so it's a little bit coarser. You can use a variety of options. Any type of sand would work here, or if you can find the horticulture charcoal, that works well too. You just need a very small layer, about maybe 1/4 of an inch. And this serves well for when your plants tend to get a little bit high moisture and an odor could accompany that. This helps keep down on all of that. If you were doing a closed container garden, which would be the type that, like an actual jar with a lid, that tends to have a little bit more, obviously, condensation, and that's part of the process. It helps to keep that down to keep your plants healthy. We are now adding our soil medium. This is just regular bagged potting soil. And we'll just kind of layer this out in here. Get the chunks out, smooth it out. Now comes the exciting part where we get to add our plants. So here I'm going to just kind of make sure that the roots are not in a ball, and I'm not breaking them. I am just spreading them apart, which, you know, loosens them up. And then I'm going to kind of dig where I want these placed. So this guy is going to kind of grow and hang over the edge. So I want him off to the side. There's no right or wrong necessarily as to how you put this in there. It's whatever looks aesthetically pleasing to you. But here we go. We've got our container. We put 3 plants in here. You can put many, many more. There's lots of different types. We're going to upload a PowerPoint that gives a lot of details. Jessica Sayer, she's the horticulture agent in Harrison County, put together an amazing PowerPoint that outlines all this in detail and kind of lists the plants that work well in these different types of dish gardens and terrariums and things. And so you can choose from that. One thing that we are going to use is this moss. And I actually found this in the craft section. This is just dried moss. And it works well as kind of like a mulch, basically. So it helps kind of keep in the moisture. There's no right or wrong as to how much moss you put in it. It's just kind of whatever you have available, and just kind of lay it around wherever you want, maybe around the plant. You might want to leave some areas of exposed soil. The last thing that we get to do with our dish garden is to decorate it up a bit with just some fun decorative items. So we have an assortment here. One are these smooth little gems, and then we also have an assortment of colorful rocks.
And then second of all, we have seashells.
Good job. We have seashells. So I'm going to let Camber and Hazel here help me place these so that this looks nice and beautiful and finished. Created 30 grab bags that will contain this particular bowl for your container dish and all the ingredients per se, the supplies that you've seen in putting together this dish garden. That does include 3 succulent plants or cacti, and I'd like to give a shout out to Gasser's Landscaping in Cynthiana. That's the landscaper near where I live. They gave us a discount on the number of plants that we purchased, so I'd like to thank them for that. And then I hope that if you are one of the 30 that are able to pick up our grab bags, that you will share your finished product on our Clark County 4-H Facebook page via a video or a picture. If you're unable to get one of our 30 bags, either because you couldn't make it out to our extension office or because the 30 were gone prior to your arrival, I do hope you'll have some items around the house and maybe even could pick up another supplier item or two to create your own dish garden and share that finished product with us as well. And ultimately, we hope to see all of these again at the county fair this summer. Thank you so much.